Hey Scorpios, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Anyway, get comfortable. We have another reading, another wonderful reading coming, and thank you so much for a lot of support on my previous video on this channel. We got so many likes, so many views. I really appreciate it. So a new video as promised is coming. Make sure you smash the like button before we get into your reading. Make sure you subscribe for more Scorpio readings to this channel. And yeah, the only announcement I have is that this is like literally last few days that we still accept private readings for private reading bookings and packages. There is, even if you're depending which day you're watching, it might be 10% off. So if you're basically booking the day I'm posting this, if it's still available, it's 10% off. So make sure you check it out. Link is in the description box of this video. And then what else do I want to say? Yeah, let's take a look. We already are right now channeling July energies. We'll see if this is going to be July monthly. I'll let you know by the time by the time we do this reading. Let's see what's gonna come up again. Since I'm doing a lot more often your readings, they are probably going to be a little bit shorter, or although I always say they're shorter, but they're never shorter, so you guys know me. So let's see. But I do want to keep it concise and straight to the point. Let's see, guys. I know you guys like that as well. Anyway, smash the like button if you like your Scorpio videos back to back. Oh, here we go. Star wants to come out. Okay, we have here Page of Cups. Somebody messaging you, flirting. Let me see. We have, ooh, Page of Swords. Wow, this person. Wow. Ooh, Two of Pentacles. Hold on. We have the Ten of Swords. One more. We have the Strength. Wow. Okay. This is like you and your person, but I feel like it's more like from your perspective. Now let's see your person perspective. Ooh, wow, your person is really like mind blown by the leveling up journey that you're currently on. Wow. Eight of Wands, okay, Two of Cups, and this card wants to come out, Five of Swords as well, okay. Ooh, wow, we have a lot to talk about. Okay, so first row represents your energy and how you connect with the person. So it's not just you, but it's also you in the connection. And second row, it's your person and their perspective on you and on the connection. So both rows represent you and your person. It's just like first row is more from your perspective, second row from their perspective. Guys, I cannot stress it enough. There has been a very big shift. Give it a like button right now if you're feeling the big shift that occurred in the collective, because I definitely see this in readings, both here on YouTube and with private clients, in my own life even. It has been, wow, it's very impressive what's happening here, and I'll explain this in a minute. So first and foremost, what I'm feeling like from your perspective, you've been feeling like the person in your life has been watching you, and it's like you guys been interacting. But at the same time, I feel like you did draw a certain boundary where you're like, listen, if you're not taking action, if you're not really coming to me with some kind of serious offer, like I do know that you are busy and stuff, but if you want to, like, it doesn't maybe have to be like necessarily like end all be all. I'm hearing for some reason, even though like I'm not saying that you're settling for crumbs by no means, but it's like, you know, there's choices and options, but it's like, you know that the time has come for this situation to basically move forward. And I feel like you manifested this person coming towards you. It might have been unexpected, even though you kind of expected that. And there is this energy here with a Page of Swords where, again, the boundary is here because you sort of like know their tricks at this point. Like we see here, she's holding a book. It's almost like you have some kind of knowledge, you have some kind of information, and you know, and we see here also angels behind her, even though this is like monument, but still you're like, you've been informed, I feel like, maybe even by watching, reading, or knowing your like birth chart or something. I have no idea. And it's like at this point, you know that a person can offer you something, so you are hinting like, okay, I'm okay with moving things forward. So you are like on the same page with them about moving things forward, because for you it's like, you know, if it's over, it's over, it's okay, you can move on. However, in your connection with them, it's never over. Like it's not been over, never over, but it's not been over because they almost like came into your life, and there is a feeling where I don't know why I'm hearing they rescued you. I don't know. I'm not saying that you need to be rescued or whatever, but there is something about their energy at this moment right now where it's almost like they're coming in, sweeping you off your feet. And I feel like you're kind of enjoying that, because even though I see you here showing up as very independent, Queen to the Nine of Pentacles, and that's the way they perceive you, maybe you haven't been independent and like strong before in that energy, but now you like shifted. If it's not about independence, it's about self-sufficiency, where you really leveled up. Maybe it has to do with you becoming more powerful, you kind of like understanding that you can have more. And again, it's such an individual journey. For one person it means one thing, for another person it's another thing. For one person it's about money, for another person it's about their way they look, for another person it's about the way they express themselves, for another person, I don't know, it's about the way they structure their relationships. Maybe it's all of this. And there's been some kind of level up journey with you, I feel like, where your energy became a lot more like confident in yourself. So this made this person to rethink the way they previously communicated with you. Knight to the Page of Swords. If in the past you've been in this energy where there's talking, stalking, but not talking, or you guys couldn't see eye to eye, or maybe communication been a little bit more colder, I feel what's happening now is that they, you know, with the Eight of Wands next to the Two of Cups, they are just like, listen, I do love you, please forgive me, let's, you know, let's be together again. I'm not saying that this is all for all of you, just somebody you've been dealing with. It could be a person like that's new as well, who is just like, maybe they haven't been like, you guys already met, you guys know each other, but they haven't made that step to claim you. You know, is that how you say it these days? Like, but now the connection manifests fast, and it's almost like they're saying, if it's a completely new person, they're saying something like, I'm so sorry we haven't met before, I'm sorry I haven't found you before, because the connection between the two of you, oh my god, is so romantic. Look at these two cards. It's almost like you are in this energy of like this lovers. I want to say circular lovers, but not in a bad way, because I know circular lovers is usually tragic. I feel like there's an element of romance there, which is almost feels tragic, except it's not tragic because you two actually are like together, coming together. So that's the way it feels. There is this very eternal connection. And by the way, if you're watching this video, you have seen my previous video on this channel on, you know, on the connection. If you've seen that video, make sure, seriously, I never tell people just go watch the extended, but in that particular video, like, oh my god, the extended is amazing, where we talk and we saw something about the past life connection, how it manifests, something related to that past life connection. So here the same thing. I feel like almost maybe like there's been something tragic in the past life between the two of you, but in this life it's corrected. It's like you guys have like this another chance, and it's moving now so fast, where it's like they're telling you, oh my god, I'm sorry I haven't met you before, because they felt like they were not ready to move also towards you, or maybe they were not ready for a relationship. Because again, it doesn't have to be somebody like you've been dealing with, somebody you know. It could be somebody completely new, but it's like you haven't come together yet, but now you are. We have here Page of Pentacles. Yeah, there's an offer where I feel like it's like how do you say this when it's how do you say when it's like in the middle, mid in the middle, something like this? We have Judgment and King of Pentacles. Again, there is communication. If especially there's been no communication, you guys are coming back to communication. We have the Hanged Man here. We have the Nine of Wands, and we have the Seven of Swords. Oh my god, it's very similar energy to what we've seen before here as well. We have the Emperor at the bottom, exploring something. I do feel like where you're meeting with the Page of Pentacles, like halfway, is where there's both love, but it's not just love that's like, oh, I love you, but then nothing happens in the physical. You meeting each other in this place where there's recognition of love, but also that some kind of action needs to be taken, that it's not just all in your dreams or in your head. And with the Judgment next to the King of Pentacles, I do feel like they are taking the step. They know what they need to do, what it takes to if especially you like broke up before, to take you back, or to bring you back. Or if it's a new person, it could just be where, again, it's like it feels like even though two of you are new, it feels like a reconciliation of the souls, you coming together. With the Hanged Man, they know that there are situations between the two of you where they cannot win, because you're the one who with the Nine of Pentacles, like you are not gonna take crumbs. You're not the kind of like girl or guy who you can just like play with and bullshit, you know, and like you're like, you know how they say, right? You're the wife material or the husband material, something like that. Like they know, they just like, you know, the Hanged Man in this particular case, it represents, they know that they are in it. They're stuck on you in a good way. And with, even if it's a new person, and with the Nine of Wands, yes, it is true that you two have been very scared for this to be over, but I feel like even though these dark thoughts were there, the breakthrough has happened. Maybe it is that energetic shift that I've been seeing. Seven of Swords, the only advice here, do not play games with each other. Again, this is like connection manifested. It's like right here. I don't know, it's probably continuation of a previous video. Let's see again, look at this Emperor. Oh, like look at what just happened. This card literally flew out. I didn't even like take them how I usually take them. They literally jumped out of the deck. Emperor, Empress, Three of Wands. Look at this. We have this blood moon or strawberry moon at the bottom. So again, this has all been recent. I feel like shifting energetic shifts, of course, whatever level of tarot you know, I do not have to explain to you that Emperor and Empress are the counterparts, you know, so it's like, again, we see the same energy. And the Three of Wands, I do feel like that once this connection starts, no one can stop it, like no one can separate you. That's it, that's like done deal. Seven of Wands with the Temperance. You've been, for some of you, I see it manifest in two ways. I see that either it's again in the existing connection, you've been very patient with this person while they were making up their mind about something or going through some kind of transition, because deep down you always knew this is a fated connection and this is something that's going to go towards what you always dreamed of. For others of you, you were single and maybe you were searching for that person, but no one really kind of like stood out to you. And again, you knew that you're waiting for your forever love. You knew that you're waiting. Maybe it's taking a while for this person to find you, but you knew you were waiting for that forever love, for that person who, with a Hierophant to the Temperance, you're going to be in long-term soul union with, like sort of like love that lasts lifetimes, not just this, not just years. Eight of Swords, let's see, yeah, Four of Wands and Queen of Swords. It feels like when the two of you, I mean, you know how in those cheesy romantic songs, how they say, when you're not here, I cannot this, I cannot that. And I'm not saying this is healthy necessarily, that sometimes romantic love songs feel a bit low-key codependent, but I'm not saying you are, but it feels like between, like when before the two of you met, you both were sort of like frozen emotionally. Maybe you didn't realize. Maybe when the two of you come together, and again, I'm not so much even these days into soulmate, twin flame, whatever, but some people resonate with these words. You know, some people really resonate with it. So for me, when I do a reading, I am very, how to say, I let go of my own beliefs about what I think about it, and I just share information, and sometimes if it comes through, it comes through. In this case, I do feel like some of you might believe you're like soulmates, twin flames. So when the two of you come together, there is that feeling of activation. And again, there's different views of why this activation happens or what is it even, but there is a feeling like the two of you have felt so sort of like, maybe you felt okay, but once you come together, you realize that before you felt dead inside and now you're like coming alive again. Queen of Swords, some of you might have some kind of memories from ancient Egypt or something like that. Ten of Cups, let me see how this works. The Queen of Swords with the Ten of Cups. With the High Priestess, look at this. In this specific deck, this Queen of Swords and High Priestess, they look very alike, which doesn't really happen in the traditional tarot or another tarot, but here it's almost like the same figure. It has this High Priestess energy, some kind of like Egyptian sort of like High Priestess energy. So yeah, there's something about that. So you might be someone who is also like astrologer, tarot reader, psychic, or just very much into these things, very intuitive. And with the Ten of Cups, it's like you've been waiting, I feel like, for what you always know will happen to happen. Six of Swords, you've been waiting for them. Queen of Wands, losing patience, I'm seeing here. Knight of Cups with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I definitely feel like for you, you definitely lost your patience at some point. Knight of Wands maybe even felt like, oh my God, I'm going crazy here. Maybe it's not even maybe it's not my destiny. Maybe I made this up in my head. However, look at this, King to the Queen. It took for some of you longer than you expected before. but it happens anyway. Why? Because with the sun in this deck, the sun looks pretty much almost like the Lovers, because like there's something about summer romance too. So for a lot of you, this is like summer energy, summer manifestation. It's when it happens, you know. Like, I don't know how best to explain this. The star, look at this, the sun and the star with the Ace of Wands. I see for some of you, you know, what you call it, scripting, journals, writing. You might be either a writer or somebody who has a powerful writing voice, or somebody who likes to script, to manifest by writing. And like, I just feel like this is the dream that, even though there were moments when you were doubting that you will meet your soulmate, you will be in love with a beautiful person, it happened. Why? Because I feel like it's one of those situations where either you or them were very scared. There's a lot of like, you could be anxious individuals, or they could be an anxious individual where there's a lot of fears. They're scared, and sometimes that prevents them from making movement faster than they wish. But once they do set their mind, their heart on something, you see how this person here is so clear what they want. Nothing can stop them. But the thing is, like, here, they do need to connect to their heart first and let go of worries. And that's when they see clearly where to go, because otherwise they cannot move. And Knight of Pentacles, this card actually has a funny story behind it. I think this was the guy who was trying to, like, in the original Edgar Allan Poe novel, it was the guy who was trying to make money, but then one day he, I think, got these animals and they started performing or something. So the neighbors, to keep them quiet, gave them money so they would just be quiet, or something like that. But I forgot how the full story goes. But maybe also, to me, this, in the context of the situation, could be that they didn't know. I see. Okay. So I feel like in the past, for some of you, you knew this person for some time, but they were just not sure whether them approaching you or them approaching you romantically would even make sense, because maybe, I don't feel like you rejected them. No, that's not what I get. I feel like maybe that they just looked at you and they thought like, wow, this is like such a great person, such a great woman. But they developed feelings for you, yes. And with the Five of Wands, even though there was some kind of inner battle, it's almost like you were supposed to meet earlier, or you were supposed to come together earlier, but they got themselves into some kind of situation where it's almost like they got stuck in some weird situation. But now, however, they are unstoppable and they're breaking through the fire. They're moving towards you. The Fool, even though it feels foolish, because, you know, it's like, this is the person who, once again, been through loss and stuff like that before. But with the Moon card next to the Four of Cups, they have faced their shadow. I feel like this is the person who has been attending therapy or doing some kind of self-work. So they faced their shadow side. And with the Wheel of Fortune now, they just know that this is like destined. So let me just take a few cards. I don't know. I can keep going. Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords. Four of Pentacles, Two of Swords, Ace of Swords. I think that it's no longer in the... Oh my God, look at this. Okay, I see the message now. You see how this person here is blindfolded, right? By... I know it doesn't look purple, but still, like, it's kind of some kind of tissue. And here we have this, you know, raven that kind of removes. So I feel like whatever the veil I'm hearing been lifted. And yes, in the past, this person would like to keep themselves comfortable because they are risk averse, I'm hearing. They like to build things with the Three of Pentacles. They could be architect, or they could literally work with building, or if it's not building, physically, it could be building metaphorically, like they're building companies or they're building something. But with the Six of Cups, I feel like you're the person who, once again, it's just like you make so much change in their life where they just become, what do you call it? Hold on. Six of Cups. They become, again, this like boyish or girlish side of them, because you remind them that even though heartbreak is real, yes, with the Devil card next to the World, if you fear life or if you fear love, you will never make the greatest journey of all. Oh my God, you know what energy this gives me? I always reference this movie in my readings. It's with Anthony Hopkins. It's called Meet Joe Black. Not that movie with, with Anthony Hopkins, but the Meet Joe Black one. So it's like to make a journey, but to not fall deeply in love, you haven't lived life at all. So with the World card, it's clear as day that without love, it doesn't matter. So Six of Pentacles, I think this person might have a type physically. I think you are their type. They've always been imagining, fantasizing about the kind of person you are. And now with the Six of Wands, now that they got you too, it's like they feel they're just such a, like, I feel like they want to show you off. Death to the Eight of Cups, they could never, you know, again, look at this, again, it's like at the photo in the frame, they might have, I'm just getting, since this is a Scorpio reading, they might have like Venus and Scorpio, Moon and Scorpio. I feel like more so Venus and Scorpio, so you're like their ideal type. They would not stop at anything, even if it's hard. Why? Because with the Lovers card, they just want you, they know you are like what they want. Look at this, look at this, Lovers to the Magician. They know you are exactly what they want. Wow, we are going through a deck again. Justice, which is like contracts. The Chariot, Page of Wands. Let's finish the deck, I guess. Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Let me see how situation goes in. We'll take this actually to the extended and we'll finish this and then we'll go with another deck too. Basically what I'm seeing here is that it's a moment where I still think there is some kind of doubt, some kind of fear here, where it's like you both will be facing, but it's like Chariot to the Justice. The decision has been made to come into this contract, to come into this relationship. So for you now, it's almost like it's hard to believe that it's actually happening, because you guys are actually, you might actually be signing like documents to get married or to move in, like to buy purchase property or something like that. Queen of Cups, you know that you deserve this because you've been waiting for this. Look at this. Even when everything around was breaking, even when maybe this connection in the past was like at the brink of breaking, at the brink word also comes in. My God, look at this. You didn't give up because this was like true love in this particular situation. And the last cards, you cannot believe it. These are three last cards of the deck. Hermit. So it's like, I feel like this person, somebody lives by the water, or somebody likes to surf or go to Hawaii, I'm seeing. But look at this. I just want to show you guys because this is crazy. Ace of Pentacles. This is the luckiest situation they could find themselves in, and they know it. Why? Look at this scarab beetle here, and look at this over here. They were shown a sign before, so when they saw you, they knew that you're what they're waiting for, because they saw a sign before. Also, there could be a significant person in bringing you together, because there is two of this beetle scarab thing box. No, I'm just kidding. So it's almost like it's almost like a deja vu moment where you knew this was gonna happen. And guess what, guys? What is the last card? June 20, 21, 22. As I'm recording this, is June 22. So that reading that I posted, watch it before June 23. I feel like it's similar energy here, because this is like where these energies are set in place or something. And you know what's interesting? This, like, I couldn't, when I just got this deck, I couldn't understand what the hell Sunday means like 3 times on 20, 21, 22. But yesterday it was June 21. And it was Solstice, which is like, I think it's like, this is third, right? Because we have first, no, hold on. We have winter, we have spring, we have summer now, and then it's going to be fall, which is the last one, right? I believe this is third. So it's like 3 suns, the energy of 3 suns or something. And solstice energy too, and it's like literally says June 21, 22. Anyway, this is so spooky. We're going to keep going with this in the extended. What I do want to find out is also from the perspective of Rider-Waite. What do you need to prepare, if anything you need to do? What do you need to be aware of? What are the things that we're not seeing? And we will also take my super magical, we'll take my oracle decks, which will give us additional messages here, any other timing messages and stuff. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for joining this YouTube video and supporting Extended as well. Love you all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Don't forget to give this a big thumbs up. Bye bye.